When I first started at Kinettix, like it seemed to me that the biggest bottleneck in the whole process was this vetting. How long does it take a project coordinator to find a technician? And there were all kinds of reasons why that took a lot of time, why it was inconsistent, why they might not choose the best technician or vendor. But this enables us to completely automate all of that from top to bottom. The vendors receive these opportunities and they can negotiate, but we can automate that negotiation too, right? This is a perfect use case for AI. Like AI understands all the information associated with the ticket. It has all that context. AI can negotiate with the vendor for us. So even the negotiation, if the vendor doesn't just choose to accept the opportunity, now we can initiate a process that's completely automated that's negotiating with the technicians or the vendors on our behalf until we have an assignment. That's not only completely possible, I think we're working towards that. The other reason why AI is critically important is the way we're set up at Kinettix is we have these project coordinators that are sort of responsible for making sure the techs know what they need to know when they're on site. If a tech has a question, they're responsible for communicating them. We even have this role called technical coordinator. So for like the more technical scenarios where we have a technician on site, we have somebody that's kind of a domain expert that can work with technicians on something that may or may not be particularly technical. So the question has always been like, how do you scale that? Like to me, again, it's AI. So now if you have all this communication that's happening via the app through, push notifications and internal app communication, all that communication is getting logged. This is something that the AI can learn from. And we already have all the contextual information about the contracts and the tickets and the specific requirements and all of that. And so I think we will have more consistency and we will be able to offer more help to technicians responding to their questions and even prompting text to make sure that they're on track and that they're doing the right thing and using AI to facilitate that communication. And maybe at some point it's entirely AI driven. We talked about the Turing test last time. So like the Turing test is if the technician on their end is not aware that they're communicating with like an AI bot, like they can't distinguish between a bot and communicating with a real person on the other end, that passes the Turing test. And I think we'll be able to do that in a way that does just that.
How far away do you think we are from that?
Maybe a year. But I think getting to the point where we're automating the opportunities, where we can automate the negotiations for those opportunities, I think that's the timeline on that is much shorter. Automating the opportunities, I think, like I said, I think that's probably going to happen next month. And very soon, probably next month, our vendors will be able to say, yep, I want to do this work. And right now they can do that. They can accept it, but then somebody has to approve it on our end. I think within a month or two, they'll be able to just accept it. And that vendor is now assigned to that purchase order associated with the ticket without a human in the loop. All of this has happened, nobody having to take any action.